Hello and welcome to Markets View at Deven Choksey, your daily market podcast where we decode the Indian financial markets. Let us start with understanding the global markets, but do understand that the markets are opening after a gap, after a holiday of 3 days. The Indian markets actually had a 3 day holiday, and now today, while we are opening, let's have a look at the important cues which we need to focus. The GIFT Nifty is higher, indicating a start in the green for the Indian markets. The Asian markets are mixed in early trade. Nikkei is down by 0.4%, where Kospi rises around 0.4%. The Dow futures trade flat after cash market ended in red on Monday. The US market ended lower, where Dow Jones S&P fall up to around 0.2% each. Dow Jones S&P are on pace to finish November up to 8% higher, while Nasdaq did rise around 10 to 11%. So clearly one can say that there are mixed cues coming in from US markets also, where Dow and S&P are not performing. However, we did see that the technology heavy index Nasdaq was giving good action. The US 10-year yield slips to around 4% ahead of key economic data due this week. Again, talking about the European markets ended lower yesterday afternoon, where key indices were down by 0.4% each. The energy pack. Crude has softened to $80 a barrel ahead of OPEC Plus meeting due later this week. And last but not the least, the bullion market. Gold prices are rising. And as we see in the global market as well as domestic market, on falling treasury yield and dollar index, there is an impact which is seen in the bullion market. So gold and silver both are showcasing an impact in action. So that is how the global market, the global trend looks like. Gift Nifty is higher, Asian markets are mixed, and US market also did showcase a mixed pattern in the trading hours. Let us now take a look at the trade setup for Tuesday, that is today. Well, it was a long wait for the investors and traders as well as market participants on the whole, because the markets are going to open after a break, a holiday of almost 3 days, that is Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Yes, the markets were closed yesterday, and now that we open up today, let's take a look at what are the important events, the triggers, and stock specific action, as well as the levels to watch out for the trading session today. Taking the cues from the Friday market close, the market, which has remained range bound for more than a week now, can do with a trigger or two to break out of the 19,620 to 19,875 range. If the Nifty breaks on the higher side, 19,900 to 20,000 can't be ruled out, and on the lower side, it can slip to 19,500 to 19,300, but that looks unlikely. Talking about the trade setup on 24th of November, which was the last trading session before the market opened up today, are going to open up today. The Friday session, the 30-pack Sensex ended around 50 points down to close at 65,970, and the broad-based Nifty declined around 7 points to close at 19,795. Of course, there was a small bearish pattern formed in the market on the Friday session. That was the last trading session. This market action reflects sideways movement for the Nifty, which is unfolding over the last 5-6 sessions. This is signaling that the market is waiting for the triggers to break beyond the range of 19,875 to 19,650. The cues of recent assembly elections are expected to be a trend decider for the market. So clearly, we need to have a look at one of the most important event, which is set to be coming up, and that is going to be an economic indicative action, of course. The upcoming above said event is likely to trigger sharp movement on either side of the range, which we need to focus and observe going ahead. A sustainable up move above 19,900 can pull the Nifty towards all-time highs, and a decisive move below 19,600 will likely open a near-term downtrend correction. The market breadth favored the bears in the last trading session, as about 1,135 shares declined against advancing 964 shares on the NSE, while the broader market settled flat with a positive bias. So this is how the market pattern looked like on the Friday session, but taking the cues from there and understanding the important levels, let's take a look at the key support and resistance levels which we need to focus on today for both Nifty and Bank Nifty. Talking about Nifty first, the Nifty might take support at 19,774, followed by 19,759 and 19,735. Again, on the higher side, 19,823 can be an immediate resistance, followed by 19,838 and 19,863. Talking about Bank Nifty on 24th November, the last Friday, Bank Nifty fared better than the benchmark to close around 200 points higher at 43,769, continuing the uptrend for another session. Especially, there were chances, as we did see, that there was volatility seen in Nifty as well as Sensex, but Bank Nifty was supporting the market. The pullback has more steam left, and we expect it to continue till 44,000 to 44,200. On the downside, 43,300 is a crucial support that should not be breached for the pullback to continue. Bank Nifty is expected to take support at 43,622, followed by 43,565 and 43,474. On the upside, the initial resistance is at 43,806, then at 43,862 and 43,954. So these are the important support and resistance levels we need to consider for both Nifty and Bank Nifty for the trading session today. So this is how the market pattern, the overall setup looks like. But now let's take a look at the stock specific action and the stocks and news. To start with, Bandhan Bank will be in focus as the Kolkata-based private sector lender said its board of directors approved the reappointment of Chandrasekhar Ghosh as the managing director and chief executive officer of the bank for 3 years. Next in the list is Fortis Healthcare, as the healthcare service provider said its certain subsidiaries signed definitive agreements for the sale of the business along with the land and building assets of Fortis Mallar Hospital in Chennai to MGM Healthcare. The third stock which will be in focus for the day today is PNB Housing Finance, as the housing finance company said the board of directors approved the issuance of non-convertible debentures up to 3,500 crore on a private placement basis in tranches over the next 6 months. PB Fintech is going to be in focus as the company has made further investment of 350 crores in its wholly owned subsidiary Policy Bazaar Insurance Brokers. Siemens, the technology company, said that the board of directors will meet on 28th of November to approve the standalone and consolidated audited financial results of the company for the financial year ended September 2023 and consider the recommendation of a dividend on equity shares, if any. And last but not the least, Bank of Baroda is going to be in focus as the Reserve Bank of India has imposed a 4.34 crore penalty on the public sector lender for non-compliance with certain directions on the creation of a central repository of large common exposures across bank, loans and advances, statutory and other restrictions and interest rates on deposits. So these are all the stock specific action which we need to focus on. Don't forget to focus on Bank Nifty, as we have seen a good upside in the last trading session. Banks financials, NBFCs are the stocks which are going to be in focus for the session today. And at the same time, healthcare, diagnostic and pharma is another pocket which one needs to consider in the volatile markets. Technology companies are also in focus on the back of a few news-based impact which will be seen today. Let's take a look at the FIs and DIs data. The foreign institutional investors net bought shares worth 2,625 crore, while the domestic institutional investors purchased 134 crore worth of stocks on the 24th of November, that is the last trading session. So this is how the trade setup for today's session looks like. Don't forget that the markets are going to open after a 3 days holiday, and so there is a lot we have to watch out for. With this, we wrap our podcast session for today. However, no matter how the market conditions are, our eyes are constantly is on power-packed research, as we understand that research is the backbone of successful portfolio creation. Wealth creation is definitely the art that we understand. We at Deven Choksey have our exclusive research services which are powerful and successful. To avail our exclusive research services, we invite you to join us. Just click on the link below and you're done. Fill in your basic details and our team will reach out to you. So don't wait any further and embark on a wealth building adventure together. Thank you and have a nice day.